Alright, so I decided to do an unboxing. Here I am with my two original Lume pads. So I've been a Leia fan for some time now, and they have done great service. I take a lot of pictures of small things, so I popped this open, but I wanted to show everyone what was inside the box. So we've got the order information, got some packing, then I got two of the covers, so we'll see how those compare to the other ones, and then some bubble wrap around each Lume pad. We'll stick those off to the side like so, and then some more packing underneath. So we're going to charge these up and get them ready to go. As you can see, I'm a big fan of Leia for sure, and I want to see what the new upgrades are. But specifically, I use the Kando Ego for 3D stereoscopic pictures, but I also have a Insta360 Pro 2 to get some 360 spherical 3D VR captures as well. And I heard that this can also do some VR 180, so I want to see how it works and what I can get out of it with respect to having the bigger, more 360 VR 3D imagery and videos. So we'll let these charge up and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we're going to have to unbox one before we charge it up, obviously, so let's get that done. On the back side, it's kind of a box configuration, so I'm just going to use those little edges, or just cut out the cardboard, whatever. Pull that off, like so. And the trash. And lift this up. Ooh, nice. There's some padding on this side too to help protect it, I assume. Get that out of the way. There's a tab here. Pull up on that. Let me pull the tablet out. There's two pouches. Pull those out. And there's nothing in there. Stick that off to the side. In this pouch, I think it's just the desiccant material. So we're going to just get that to the trash as well. And then in here, you've got a brief instruction manual and a cable. So the instructions are pretty simple. There's a limited warranty and some information about the buttons. Okay, so we're going to stick this off to the side. This is a USB-C to USB-C cable. That's what it looks like. Alright, so here's the tablet proper. I'm going to pull back on this. Gently pull this part out. And slide this thing out. Oh, pull off to the side. There we go. Like so. So there's the tablet. There's the two cameras facing forward, so that's the top, this is the bottom. You see there's a charger down there. And speakers, I believe. USB-C port there. Power button, volume button. And then on the back side, you've got the stereoscopic cameras. And I wanted to compare it to the other Lume pad, because the stereoscopic cameras on this one are here, basically these two fingers, and these new ones are further apart. And what that means is the pictures that you take up really, really close are not going to be as easy as it was on this one, but it will be a little bit better for, I think, standard imagery. And we'll get the measurement on that at some point. I'm sure it's already posted on the internet. The tablet is a little bit bigger, so you'll get more screen, more viewing, so forth and so on. So, looking solid, looking lovely. And we'll get that charged up, and then we'll go through a power on cycle. Okay, so this is plugging in the Lume Pad 2 for the first time. So there's a little plug in there. And it comes up with a little bubble. It says it's going to charge. And then it has this halo effect and then a percentage. And I'm looking at it, and this does not appear to be 3D. Although it does look pretty. Okay, so here's the Lume cover. I'm going to do that while the Lume Pad 2s are charging. Slide this open. Pull out the tab. this off. There's nothing in there. So, put it out of the way. This has a little cardboard to keep the shape. And then there's a little diagram for the different ways it works. So the cameras would be facing here. We'll do this in demo. If you flip it all the way back, you don't see through the cameras, but then this flips down. And it's got a magnetic feel to it, so that's not going to flap out at all. And then while you're using it, you just kind of keep folding it in to put it into standing mode. Alright, so I'm going to attach the case, the cover, to the Lume Pad 2, and I already put a sticker on there. I'm a beekeeper, so that's just it belongs on the Lume Pad 2. And it opens both ways, but one side has this ribbed edge, the other side not so much. You can tell which side's the outside. So I'm looking for this gap here, and that's just where the cameras go. And I'm just going to lay it down, and there's definitely a magnetic feel to it, like it will latch on, you'll feel it. And then this just covers over the front. Again, if you're using it so you can see and take pictures, this will flap down like that to hold on to that. So there's a magnetic aspect to it, okay? But this will also hold on, so you can use it that way. And again, if you want to use it as a table on a stand, you just keep folding it in there, lay it up like that. So pretty good. And I would say we'll see how it does in the field. I take things out to the forest a lot. Compared to the Lume Pad original, the case had grippers in it. So you would have your cameras lined up with the holes and it would fit in, and these were harder plastic. And these actually latched in really tight. It's kind of hard to get out, so it was a really good job. And then this would fold over like that. Similar thing when you wanted to use a camera, this would fold down, you could hold it. But I know in the field this would kind of flop around a lot. So having the magnets are going to be really awesome later on. And I use a lot of magnetic chargers to power things, so that's why these little metal plates are on here. I'll put the charger there. I'm hoping with the magnets, they might just be able to magnetically hold on by themselves, but we'll see. Alright, so now we have the Lume Pad 2 charged up, and we've got the case on it, but I want to say make sure you pick the little sticky here off the protector, otherwise your pictures will look a little fuzzy. Okay, and that just flips back down that way. We're going to set this up so we can see the front screen. Just fold that into that right there, and set that so we can see it all. See everything. Alright, turn it on. And this is the Lume Pad starting up for the first time. Okay, so there's some getting started things, and I'm actually surprised this isn't 3D. I would expect it to be a showcase, but I kind of get it as well. So connect to the internet. I'll block that real quick. And we're going to do basically a pure install where there's not much going on. I'm not going to add too many apps, I'm not going to do too many things. Just kind of want to get it going. Now, because I have two of them, I've already done this process once, so I'll try and streamline it a little bit. There's definitely software updates that you will need to get. So, do we want to transfer anything? Say no, we don't want to transfer anything. So then it's going to ask for a Google account. We're going to skip that for now. Say yes, yes. We'll put Google on later. And Yes, we'll do the location, but not the scanning. Since this is going to be more a home tablet, I'm not going to take it out and do too much with it. Yeah, sure, diagnostics, do the installs. Okay, so there's some security stuff, which for now we don't really need to do. Face, finger, and keypad. And everyone will take their time to read those, of course. And so here's the introduction screen. So we want to log in. So welcome to Chrome, accept and continue. And again, we're not going to sync anything, so we don't have to think about that. And then it's going to ask you to start a Leia account. All right, so we created a new account. We're going to accept the terms. And we will verify the email as it comes in. Alright, we should have this verified now. Sign us in. Okay, so do we want face tracking on or off? We're going to say yes. It's definitely an awesome feature. And then we're going to get started. Swipe up to see apps, like so. And again, we didn't really put anything on this, so this is kind of bare bones. But one of the things they ask you to do is go into settings, system and update, system update, and we'll check for updates. And it says the software is up to date, so we're good to go. The next thing absolutely to do is to go into the Leia App Store. And this is going to kind of get you up to speed on all the things. If you try and use the apps initially, they're going to ask you to update. And then they're going to try and update one by one. And my internet connection was not awesome, so this process took quite a while. But that's because we had a bunch of people on my Wi-Fi, so now we don't have as much of that going on. So this is loading up. The App Store itself has an update, so it's updating itself. And again, right now, there's no three-dimensional viewing at the moment, so you don't get that first initial startup screen where it's 3D or the desktop where it's 3D. And I would definitely recommend that Leia does that again, because I think that was really cool for the LumePad 1. So we're going to go into the Leia App Store. And again, trying to keep everything as simplified as possible. So there's going to be lots of options here. And we're just going to click on Library. And this is going to say, here's all the things that you want to update. And again, work through these one by one. Don't try and do too much while it's going on. Maybe that was because my Wi-Fi was bad. And every now and then, like you just saw, the App Store just kind of cut out. And it will cut out sometimes during an update. But I think that's what all these updates are for, so to get over those humps. So one of the things I want to test out first is Leia Chat. So I'm going to do that one first and click Update. And it's got its little thing. And click Update. And it's trying. Download is starting. So look at the progress bar, it kind of reverts and then it comes back around. Okay. So eventually, I'll show you the other LumePad that I have going. I'm going to bring up the Leia App Store and the library. After you do all of them, eventually it will have open on everything. And you have access to all of those apps. And they are pretty amazing, to say the least. And I don't plan on doing a review of the apps directly, other than the chat feature. So the Leia Chat. So we'll let that do its thing, and then we'll show you how it works. All right, so it did, I think, initially an install and then I had to update again. So there might be 2 steps in this process. But again, if you're setting up your own, just run through the list, get everything updated. That way things are not happening in the background when you try and work the apps for the first time. So I'm going to click open on this screen. Here's my other one. This one's already open. So this one says do a profile picture. We're going to skip for now. Again, keeping this one completely bare bones. This one has a profile picture of me up there. Access the contacts, sure. I don't have anyone in there. Use the microphone, video and picture, audio. Yeah. Okay, so they're both facing me, and you can do a 3D preview for each. And those are definitely coming through 3D. This one, they're using the 2 front cameras, which I do not think is as good quality as the back side. So this display won't be the highest quality that the pad can give you, but for the chat feature, I think this is what is necessary so you can see at the same time. So I'm going to use the one that's already set up and ask it to search for this, so I know my email address. It's this one here. Invitation is coming soon. I'm not sure what that means. So this is not a chat user. The invitation to Leia chat feature is coming soon. Until then, ask this person to download Leia chat through another communication medium. Got it. So maybe we can't actually do this at the moment. Let's see. Okay, so let's try this one. I'm not sure why that didn't go through. So this was supposedly trying to call this one. Calling. I'm not seeing anything come up yet. Okay, we got noises going on. Okay, so I'm going to accept. And so this is the 3D for sure. All right, so there's a little pixelation. Let's turn down the audio. Okay, so it's going through a process of optimizing video quality. There's a little bit of pixelation, but definitely some 3D. And there's a delay. 0, 1, 2, 3. We'll wait till the optimizing video quality goes through. The delay is actually pretty nice. And again, my internet is not the best. So it is probably going to be better for you. All right, so the pixelation is now gone with the video optimization. And I can't turn this down anymore. So sorry for the echo. All right, that delay is not bad. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, this is really cool. I can't wait to do this with someone else other than myself, but for the purposes of this video, pretty awesome. I hope everyone enjoys it. And yes, I do agree with the Leia company. This is the future. So welcome to the future. I hope it works very smooth for you. And sorry for the echo. I guess I should actually go through some of these things. So you've got a speaker. Let me turn that off. It doesn't seem to turn it off. You can turn the video off. Maybe that, nope, I still get the echo. Oh, that's the speaker to listen, not to do the microphone mute. Okay, so now both microphones are muted and there's no echo. So that would have solved a lot of problems. And then of course you can hang up. So goodbye. Takes a few seconds and then you're back to this screen. And now I have a call that was there, and hopefully I should be able to call now over this way. So the initiation, I think, because it has a lot of data to deal with, the initiation takes a little bit, and then probably the optimization of the video as well. Yeah, so it looks like the optimization will take a little bit. So when you call someone, give it a few minutes. No, not a few minutes. We'll look at the video later, but this is probably, what, 25, 30 seconds? And again, pretty minimal pixelization this time. Motion is smooth. I think that's important. Oh, I wonder if I moving around made the optimization slow down. Maybe not. It's a race. On this one, I've already changed some settings to customize it for me. This is, again, bare bones. How about I shut myself up so I'm not mute or not causing echo. So this one's optimized. It looks great. This one already looks great, actually. I'm not sure I'll see a difference in the optimization. Awesome. Enjoy. This is really cool. Really cool. Alright, so it's been about a week now that I played with the Lume Pad 2, and it's really good. So I'm a big ecology person, and I like to take pictures of plants and such. And so, I'm out in the forest. Here's my favorite flower is the trillium. It's really amazing. I'm just like looking at this thing, and the Lume Pad 1 was great. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people talked about the screen door effect. It was definitely present, but I kind of got over it. It wasn't a big deal. But it's not really present here at all. It is so smooth. Now, there are some differences though. So these two cameras are required to see your face in order to show you the 3D. The biggest problem with that is, of course, you have to be squared up perfectly, which is not a problem, right? You got to be squared up. But when you want to see the loveliness of this in the dark and there's no distorted light, it can't read your face at all or very well. So this is basically only good when you have the light on. And that's not necessarily a deal breaker, but the lack of that external light coming in really makes the picture that much crisper. So that's something I hope that gets worked on. I took some videos of some bird feeders that I have. These are Bird Buddy. And oh my gosh, these little birds. This device is doing a service to representing reality. Like, you don't get to see these birds as close. With the Lume Pad 1, because the two cameras were really close together, you could take pictures of little moss and fungi that were better than life because you can't get that close because your eyes are too far apart. With this, it's sort of better than life in that you're never going to get this close to a bird. And to get the crispness, the detail that this delivers is absolutely fascinating. Now, in order to get this video, I put this on a tripod near the Bird Buddy. So I put the CrewCam Eagle on a tripod to get this, but that you can put it onto the Lume Pad 2, and it is just amazing. I'm really kind of blown away at how I can just watch the birds right there. I mean, it is something special. So that's pretty good. I honestly am extremely happy with this Lume Pad 2. I recommend, if you are a stereoscopic um, person in any way, shape, or form, get this. The YouTube videos, I've done some, again, I have a Insta360 Pro 2 VR 360 spherical 3D kind of camera. And you can watch the YouTube version of that in 3D and move around in circles, look up, look down. It is slick. Now that depends a lot on your internet, I would say, in terms of how fast and how good it is. Um, so just take that with a grain of salt. You might have to hit your settings so you can view it really well. Now, it doesn't, as far as I know, doesn't allow you to just look at straight pictures that are stereoscopic and 360, 3D VR types of pictures. And I was hoping, and I want to show you this. I have a picture, if I can find it, here, taken by the Insta360 Pro 2. And there's no way to get it into a spherical mode. Leia, if you can do this, oh my gosh, do this. This will become, being able to do this, this will become a very important window, right? The Lume Pad will be like a window into the metaverse. I know there are other techniques out there and other streaming services. YouTube is a great service that you can play 360 spherical VR videos. But that to me is just YouTube. It's not the metaverse. Being able to do it this way, I think with having that functionality, a top-bottom display of any sort, which is the way a lot of the spherical 3D VR stereoscopic cameras take their pictures. This is something that I think is missing, big time. So you can create your own content. When you use the camera on this thing, it is really good too. So don't sleep on this camera. And again, with the wider lenses, it's really good for just normal video, normal circumstances. It's not going to give you true to life in that here we have the KuCam Ego. Let me take the cap off. These camera eyes here are like the same distance as my eyes. So when you record with this, it's very one-to-one. Here, I mean, this is much smaller. So for large distances, this is not the one, okay? So if I need to use the this for a more one-to-one understanding of three-dimensional space, that's my go-to. But this camera itself is pretty awesome. And I'll show you one real quick picture. So for that, you just go to camera roll. One of my favorite plants is stinging nettle. And so this is about, I don't know, 6 feet away, 5.5 feet away. And it looks really good. The more light, the better. So overall, really good. The price right now is pretty steep. The Lume Pad 1 went down pretty good, pretty quick. So if you want to wait for that, that's fine. But it is worth getting if you're into stereoscopic viewing. The phase tracking is really good. Again, in the dark, it is not awesome. But along with the Messenger 3D video chat, I guess it's just video chat, it's not messaging, but that, oh my gosh, I just think of the potentials as a teacher, being somewhere and having a 3D picture of an ecosystem and scanning around and showing students. Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool. Now, other cameras have a way to stream 3D and that kind of stuff, but this is built in. And again, your Wi-Fi has got to be pretty good. My Wi-Fi is pretty trash. So for the video here, do expect your experience to be better with YouTube streaming, with the Leia chat, the 3D video. So I definitely say get this if you're into stereoscopic stuff. 10 out of 10. If you're looking for something that's going to be like, oh, what else can it do? You might want to get another tablet. But if you want the 3D, if you want that, there are a few things right now that I'm aware of on the market that
will wow you as much. And I haven't even talked about the video content that's on here, the Sketchfab stuff, the models. I mean, this thing is really, really good. So, again, take advantage. Get it if you can early, or wait for the price to drop if it drops. But this is really good. So, really awesome. And this is my first unboxing video, so thank you for watching.